right, we are live. Good evening, salutations, our soap opera fans. So, we are joined by the legendary Brock TV and my guy, my friend, Kyreese Clarke. How are you two gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing real good. A little tired, but we made it through.
How you doing, Kyreese?
I'm doing good. I had a nice relax. Well, now that work is over with, I'm in an even better mood. So,
One of those days, huh?
yeah.
All right. So, you know how we do, we sit there and talk about all the soaps and stuff like that. And I want to sit there and start off with Kyreese. What are your thoughts on General Hospital so far?
It's been sucking so much lately. Like, I really want, like, the good. I thought the new writing was going to give us some good story. But lately they just been slipping. I mean, but yesterday, I got to admit, I did enjoy that Nina and Ava scene because it needed to be said. I'm going to ride for Ava Jerome because even though I started the Nina Nation, but Ava Jerome was right with everything she said. Nina knew that Sunny wasn't gonna last. She wasn't gonna last as Sunny's wife, and she wanted to do that to get Carly mad, and Carly's mad, but she got over it because she wanted Jason any damn ways, and she sucked it up with Drew for 2 years. Jocelyn, I really want her to be off of my screen for at least a good 10 to 15 years. And Michael could get off my screen for another 20 years because Carly really pisses me off every time she keeps saying, "Oh no, poor Michael didn't mean to do anything wrong. He just yeah, he made a bad choice, but he didn't go through with it in the end." What are you talking about? He begged you to use the evidence. Did we not watch this thing? Is Carly trying to be the new gaslighter and trying to gaslight me into thinking that that didn't happen? Like, Oh, and also, I hate Lois with a passion since she got in my Nina's way those few months ago. I'm keeping that same energy. Lois and her fake nails and her horrible accent can go right back to Bensonhurst where she belongs. She's the trash of Bensonhurst. I said it and I stand by that. 10 toes down.
All right, Brock, what are you thinking of GA so far?
Damn, I think Kyreese done. He done. Damn, that's that was a lot. Honestly, I still have an enjoyment of it, even though I feel like story wise with the new writers, I get it. Every time you get a new writer, they got to come in, they got to deal with what was there. They got to put their spin on it. My thing is, there's a lot of stuff that's not being addressed. That first of all, Austin is still somewhere in the damn ground. Do the coroner have his body yet? I mean, we don't even know who killed him. They never addressed that, and the way it's going, I think we may not ever know who killed Austin. And I'm not a fan of that whole Cyrus was the boss because I do remember it was supposed to be a woman. Um, but overall, I mean, I feel like the story so far have been all over the place. I feel like that's why if you see my review, it's like my opinion all the time. It varies because every episode it's like it's different. Like the things that they say, the things they do. So my opinion kind of has to differ a bit. So I'm like, it got enjoyable moments. I agree. The Nina Ava stuff was very enjoyable. I had it differently played out in my head though, because I wanted it to be more dramatic. Like I felt like her signing those divorce papers were very anticlimactic. Um I felt also even with Carly getting the hotel back, I knew it was gonna happen. I was hoping that this time around she was really gonna do this on her own. That she was really gonna scratch and claw and not have to rely on a man to get something back. Don't get me wrong, you got a lot of, women on the show, a lot of characters that got some riches from a man. You know what I'm saying? Whether you were married to him or whether they were an inheritance from a father, Either way, they got it from a man, but still, it's like, do it on your own. Be the one that sets the tone for everybody else. Like I said, I still enjoy the show, but I feel like, it's a lot that needs to be done.
Okay. No, I mean, for the most part, I've been enjoying the show, and I know I'm gonna be a man on, on an island by myself. But I know y'all gonna sit there and get into Jason, but I've been loving Jason coming back. I've been a
Mhm.
huge fan for years, watching my videos, so I'm happy. I'm probably the only one out of the three of us that are actually happy about that, but that's fine. Um, Other than that, it's been better for me than it was last year. I would definitely sit there and say that. They got some stuff to work out, but that's a transitioning period, so it is what it is. But for the most part, I've been enjoying it. Um, what have y'all been thinking about Sam? Like, do you think that? Because I've asked this question like I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago or whatever. Do you think that Sam's character is just like kind of done at this point, or do you think that there's more room for her?
Mm.
And I'm gonna start off with you, Brock.
I think there's definitely still more for Sam to do. I feel like they've been wasting her. I feel like she's been a wasted character. She's been a sideline character for a while now. And I'm not blaming that on Jason or nothing like that. I just feel like they put her in that box with him. For a long time, she was in that box with Jason. Everything was Jason, Jason, Jason. And now that she's finally out from under that box, they don't know what to do with her. And I feel like there's still some things, a lot you can do. Still a lot you could tap into. It's still a lot of things that they haven't, a lot of places they haven't gone with her, that you can do with her being out of his orbit, or at least partially out of his orbit. And I say partially because she's always going to be a part of that orbit in some form or fashion because of a kid. So she's always going to be in Jason's, in his spot, like, so to speak. She always going to be in his aura, his, just anything that has to do with Jason, she's going to have something to do with it as because of their son. But I feel like there's still more life in Sam if they tap into that. Especially another thing that they can do, which I'm begging for, that will spice things up even more. Bring freaking Lulu back. I think throwing Lulu into the Dante Sam situation will add another layer. It will put their relationship to a test, because having Jason back already kind of puts it there, even though I feel like she's over him in a way. But I feel like bringing Lulu back is the real test, because we all know that Dante was still very much in love with Lulu before that happened. So I wonder what that would be like with her being back. But yeah, I think there's a lot of life in Sam left. They just got to tap into it.
Kyreese, you think that she still got some more room to go, or you think this is just what's your thoughts on that?
I've been sick of Sam since 2017, so I'm not really surprised that. So, like, my thing is, everyone's all surprised online how she was acting towards Jason, but this woman wasn't loyal to her daddy. She had no loyalty at all to her daddy, no love for him at all. When he died, she said he got what he deserved. So, I'm not really. So she's not loyal to her biological daddy. What made you think she's gonna stay loyal to her baby daddy when she's not sleeping with him no more? So, but I think Kelly Monaco would be better off and refreshed if she's able to switch from General Hospital to The Young and the Restless. I could see like Kelly
Ooh.
Monaco having some really fresh storylines over on The Young and the Restless. Like maybe her with Nick Newman, who we all know I hate, but it would still be fine. At least he won't be chasing after another one of Adam's women. So I think Kelly Monaco could just really do that. Or actually, she could play Jordan's long lost crazy daughter. I could see that. Yeah,
You know what? That's crazy I've never thought about that. Kelly Monaco moving over to Genoa City. That shit never crossed my mind.
man, that would be a really good. She would have a lot more fresh character to play, and then Sharon Newman, she could switch to General Hospital because they haven't done anything to her with her for a good while since the Cameron Kirsten storyline, and I'm tired of her pouring some coffee and being a therapist every 10 seconds. So that kills two birds with one stone, and they're both legacy characters. So on their respective shows, so them both switching them out for each other, I think that would be good for Kelly Monaco's talents. And then as for the Sam character, I also agree that Lulu should come back and break up her Sam and Dante, because Sam and Dante, I mean, they're okay, even though she slept with his daddy and his uncle, but they're okay, I guess. But I think Dante and Lulu are a better match for each other than Sam. So
Just switching over. There's another question. I'm gonna sit there and start off with Brock, and this is for YNR. Do you feel like what's your thoughts on Mariah and Tess? Like, do you feel like they're just needed, or they're just there as a prop to let people know we support the LGBT, and then they just show them, and then they just don't care, and then they just bring them back for like no purpose at all? Your thoughts?
A prop, because you got them sitting here talking about an imaginary house that our asses are never gonna see. You got them, talking about big backyards that we never gonna see. We never gonna see a living room set with them. We never gonna see. We ain't even gonna see a welcome mat at their house. Like, we ain't gonna see a damn thing. And I want to run this back real quick because it's funny, because I said this earlier. People could say whatever they want about GH and Frank Valentini, but I'm gonna tell you, when I saw something today in this episode, we saw a new damn set. I tell people all the time, we gonna get a new set with that man. You can say whatever you want about him. We gonna get a set. Cause I done seen another new damn restaurant set. This man done got probably 5, 6 restaurants that you can eat at on that show. YNR got 2. That don't sit well with me. What happened to society? Even though that place was tacky as shit, what happened to that? That place was tacky as all hell. It was so gaudy. It just looked like, the disco had a throw up event or whatever. Somebody just threw up and all this tacky shit just spewed out. But yeah, Mariah and Tessa, I just feel like they're very propped. I feel like a lot can be done with Mariah and Tessa. A lot, especially 2 females. You know what I'm saying? Do more with them. I see more Christina and Blaze on GH than I ever do with Tessa and Mariah. And that's sad. That is sad. I feel like YNR had to go, because YNR had it before GH had it. So for GH to do it better, I'm like, that's pretty sad. And I fully blame JG for that. Because I blame JG for a lot of the crap that goes on that show. And did I hear that one of the executive producers was fired, or was somebody at Sony? Sony was fired. They had an executive at Sony fired that oversaw YNR, so hopefully JG is on his way out. Tessa and Mariah deserve better than that. That's what I'm gonna say.
Kyreese, what are your thoughts on that?
on Tessa and Mariah, I usually
Mm-hmm.
don't think too much of them at all. So, they never got no real storyline anyways, but I think they would be boring either way. So
Really?
I've never really cared for Mariah, to be honest, and so therefore I've never really cared for Tessa either. I mean, I was intrigued by Tessa when she first came around and she was blackmailing Nikki, I guess, with that whole, and her sister. Like, whatever happened to her sister? Is her sister good now? Like,
I think she out of town. I think somebody said she out of town or something now.
Oh yeah, so she's out of town. So yeah, so ever since then, but I've always fast forwarded.
Hit that like button, by the way. Thank you, Valerie. Appreciate that.
And Tessa, so I guess they're probably a prop, but I wouldn't really notice because every time they're on, my fast forward button is working extra well that day. Whenever Mariah, that fast forward button is working just perfectly.
Yeah, this is like, CBS is very conservative, so it's like it's not surprising. But I mean, what network really isn't conservative when you stop to think about it? I mean, hell, you could sit there and say the same thing about ABC, and yet they show Christina and Blaze just tearing it up while, one of them is pregnant, but that's a whole
We
separate
need to see.
conversation.
We still need to see Tobias though. What happened to Aiden's new boyfriend? That he
Oh,
liked Tobias. So I'm still waiting for that storyline to get started.
yeah,
We got a lot. That's a lot. That's some good drama. Because Aiden's like what 15, so that's some good high school drama that they could bring to General Hospital each and every day if
that's
they
true.
let that storyline play out. And I agree with my queen Jessica Love. Blaze and Christina don't have no chemistry at all. I 100% agree with that. And Blaze has no business being the face of deception.
She don't. She don't.
Not a fan of Blaze, Brock.
I like her. I do to an extent. I like her to an extent, but I'm still trying to warm up to her because I feel like what I'm seeing with her ain't enough. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I think they need to flesh her out more. If you're gonna have her, flesh her out more. I don't as much as I love um the one that that played her mother. I like her as an actress, but I feel like that was stunt casting. Um I like Blaze to an extent, but I need to see more of her, of a different side to her.
Okay. Now, just switching over because I saw somebody talking about the gates. And I
Who?
start off with you, Brock. What do you what do you think about that show, and like what kind of fan casting would you want for that show?
Let me tell you something. Every national black treasure actor and actress you could think of, I think need to be on that show. But I will start off. I do feel like Debbie Morgan needs a place. I feel like Victoria Rowell needs a place. Um, it was somebody else. It was somebody else. I forgot his name, but
You
I'm gonna
think
say
Victoria's actually gonna go? I mean, like, because the whole,
I
CBS
think.
thing.
Listen, CBS know what time it is. They went through all the trouble of coming out with a whole new show. You gonna get who the hell the fans want you to get to keep it going there. At
Mm,
this point, you not gonna piss off no fans because you need them when you're doing a new show. So I feel like they better shut the hell up and get her.
mm.
Open up the
Okay.
checkbook. Open up the checkbook. Write whatever number she asks you for. Get what she wants you to get up there. If she want black hairstylists up there, get her some black hairstylists. If she want a black associate producer or black writers on the show, get her some damn black writers. Get that woman whatever she want. I don't care if she want a frappuccino, extra foam, medium light. I don't give a damn what she want. You give it to her. I give Victoria Rowell so much credit because I feel like if it wasn't for her efforts, we wouldn't have had that announcement that we had about this show. I give it up to the people behind the show, but I mainly give it up to her too because she was the driving force, I feel. Because everything she said, now you got a show wanting to focus on a black family. I think that's major. But it's a lot of what's the name? I think his name is Peter Petros, I think his name. What was it? He played on the haves and the have nots. He played David Harrington. I feel like they need to get him. It's a lot. I think they need to get Darnell Williams. I think they need to get him back on the daytime show because you get Debbie Morgan up there. You need Darnell too. Um, I think the guy too from Bold and the Beautiful who played Carter. I think they need to steal him away.
Yeah.
Um, the actor who plays TJ in General Hospital, steal him away because they wasting his time on GH. We can use him over there. It's quite a few people, but I'm excited about who they're gonna get though, because I've been thinking of so many people that they can get, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think the cast it ain't gonna be enough to get who I want.
Mm.
It'd be too
Kyrie,
bloated.
Kyreese, what's some people you want to sit there and get on that show?
I was thinking just now, Crystal R. Fox from Haves and the Has Not. She used to play Hannah, but
Yep.
I would get her. I would get her daughter on there. I mean, the daughter on the show too, Tika. Something have them playing mother and daughter again with that good drama that they used to have on Haves and the Have Not. bring that to daytime television every day, that's some good TV watching there. But the Gates have my full support, so I'm hoping that they come through for us this time around. And it's surreal though that I'm 24 now, and this is a soap opera. I get to say that I'll be there from day one, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So hopefully this show was still on in 2050, and I could be like, "Yep, I was there. I watched the very first episode." So I'm hoping for the Gates. I got my fingers crossed for them. But who do you want on there, Albert?
Well, I've been saying this for a while. I want Toby on there. I want, like somebody said, the guy who plays Sean Butler. I want him on there. I think he'll be good. I want the first Jordan, the very first Jordan
Oh,
from
Vanessa
General Hospital.
Antoine.
Yeah, I want her on there. I want her
Yeah.
on there. So I think
Her and
that'd be
Sean
really,
Blakemore. They'd be good.
yeah. So that I think just some of those people, just to start off with, I would sit there and say that. But I don't know. I want Toby on there because I feel like ever since Spencer left, they haven't really given her anything. More or less, she's been either wasted or just been Johnson's sidekick. Let's just be honest. So I think her going on there, playing like more of a different character, kind of seeing more of her range, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Or I just thought just now, at least for a recurring role, they could bring Queen Latifah on there for a little bit to get the Gate started off. That would be.
Kyreese got some lofty goals, I see.
Yeah.
He pulled out Queen
Okay.
Latifah.
Wow.
I think
I mean,
I just thought of her just now too.
you pulling out Queen Latifah shit. I could say Loretta Devine.
Okay.
I could say her and Jennifer Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should get Sydney Michaela too.
That'd be cool. Watching both of those two play off each other, I think that'd be really cool. Toby and Sydney, yes.
I could see Sydney in a bitchy role. I could see her as an heiress of the black family who's a straight BI. I could see her just riding around in her Rolls Royce with a driver, acting all snooty, causing all type of chaos in the city. I wonder what town they're gonna put this, what new fictional town they're gonna create for this.
Do you think that Toby could sit there and play more of an edgier character?
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. I could see her as a rival to somebody just being a straight, like how Diane Carroll was on Dynasty. I could see her just doing it.
Thank you, Johnson. Johnson says, "How about the actor who plays Eli on Elijah on Nixon Falls storyline on General Hospital for the Gates?"
I could see him as a cop or something. I could see him as the detective for the town.
Yeah, I can see that. Thank you, Jonathan. Not to get too much into a little controversy, because there's been a lot of backlash for the show that didn't even come out yet, right? You've heard about some of that stuff. Oh, it's a prominent black family. Somebody was saying, "Oh, so they're trying to separate us," and I'm just like, the show didn't even come out yet. Y'all they're acting like it's just going to be people of color. Y'all people are insane.
Who are these just white people saying this? I know it ain't no black people saying this.
Actually, I
people, right?
have seen a black person hating on the idea of the show too.
Really?
A few black people.
You seen black people hating on this?
Yeah. We don't need another soap opera. Bring back the old ones.
Oh, they some Trumpers.
Uh-huh.
They some Trumpers. They got their flag out. Let me tell you something. First of all, I love all people. I really do. If I didn't love all people, I wouldn't be reviewing General Hospital or been watching it since I was a kid if I didn't like all people. But let me tell some of these white people, this ain't for all white people. So if y'all white and y'all watching this ain't for you. This for certain people. Y'all had Seventh Heaven. Y'all have had Full House. Y'all have had Friends, that stupid ass show that ran for 10 years that I did not find funny. I still don't understand why the motherfuckers got $1 million a year, but that's neither here nor there. y'all had the Real World. Y'all got so many goddamn shows, and you mad because black folk. And mind you, black people done had shows where you had like white co-stars, and Friends ain't had not near black co-star on that show. 10 years they ain't had, and mind you, they got to sit in the cafe. Can you imagine a black person going to a Starbucks just sitting there not getting thrown out for not buying it? They sat there. How many people was on that cast of Friends? Who
It
you
was like
had?
8 or like 10 or something. I think it was either 8. I think it was maybe 8 or 10.
Picture that. Don't they go to that damn cafe every damn episode? All 8 of them, right? And every time they sit there, what you see? 8 people sitting there, but you see one muffin and one coffee. But they all get to sit there though. So I don't want to hear nothing about the Gates. Because first of all, this is about a prominent black family. And mind you, the surrounding characters are not all, it's not all black on this show. You're gonna have some white folk up there, you're probably gonna have some Hispanic. You're gonna have people of all type of ethnic group on this show. So don't come up here with all that. Well, it's gonna be just black. Even if it was, so what? So what? And we can't have all black soap. Y'all done had all white soaps all these years. Where the black people at on these shows? What storylines they got?
I can literally count them on one hand.
Let me tell you something. I give credit where it's due. Do black people deserve better on daytime drama? Yes, we do. We deserve to be more prominent. But I always gave credit, especially on GH, to the type of character they wrote for black people. Because even on YNR and GH and stuff like that, even on B&B, even on Days of Our Lives, you got black people in prominent positions on those shows. Look at the characters on GH. You got a black doctor who's a co-chief of staff who lives in a fucking beach house that probably costs $2 million. Her husband, he ain't no crackhead or nothing like that. He used to be one, but he ain't one now. He ain't one now. He own a nightclub. He about to be a part of a wellness division with a powerful media company. I'd love to see it. Like, at least they're not giving them stereotypical roles. I give them that. They're not making the character a stereotype. I give them that. Y&R. You got black people that own companies, that are major executives of a company. When Neil came on the show, the late great Christophe St. John, when he came on Y&R, he was an executive, worked his way up to CEO of major companies. B&B, you got Carter, COO of a major fashion company. He the only brother up there that's successful, but other than Zende, I would say. Zende, I think, still at the bottom of the totem pole over there, though. But even Days of Our Lives. Paulina, very wealthy, real estate. Now she's in politics. Abe worked, police, what was it, police commissioner, then the mayor, ran for governor. His first wife was a prominent doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people of color that's just doing amazing things, but I give them that, but they just need to be at the forefront. They need to be leading these storylines. So anybody who got something to say about the Gates, you can kiss my ass.
Exactly.
I'm be very honest. Because I'm ready for this. I feel like the genre needs new blood. It need to make the other shows step the hell up, and I think this show could be that show to make them step up.
Yeah.
Now, Kyreese, what you think?
But with the Gates, we need modern storylines. Absolutely. We like no more of this back from the dead nonsense. No more of this the lazy writing. Like, we need some good juicy drama for 2024. Like, that's just, I'm just hoping that for the Gates so badly. I just want to um wish them the very best. I really want some good drama. And then bring back some fighting, please. Like, why can't we be slap? Like, there's no slapping, no punching, no nothing. Just, why hasn't Jocelyn been punched in her face yet? Oh, General Hospital. Why not? Just one good time, just punch her just right in her lip.
They've
Come
been
on.
letting her ass whoop and slide.
Mm-hmm. She's And everyone thinks she could whoop the world just because she beat little Nell's ass. Just because, first of all, Nell is 90 pounds when she's soaking wet. So, and it was right after Nell just had a baby too. So please, women take a while to recover after they had a baby. So, therefore, she can't whoop everybody. I still think Christina should bust her in her mouth, but I want to see some good drama on the gates like that. Like, Trina and Esme had that beef all that time. They only fought at the very end, and barely that. So
Trina should have been popped her in her shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, I agree with that. So switching over, hold on. Thank you, Jonathan. Johnson says Keith David should play the family patriarchy on the gate.
Yep.
I don't know who he is, but
What? That man just said he don't know who Keith David is.
oh,
You better Google that man.
Kyreese, do you know who Keith David is?
I'll Google him. He'll come up
Kyreese,
on my
I will knock the hell out of you. I know damn well you better know who Keith David is.
I know who he is. I just, come on. I had a long day. I've been working all day. Let's see.
I've been working for 9 hours my damn self today. I know who Keith David is.
Oh yeah. I know who he is. Yeah.
You gotta stop playing.
Yeah, I know who he is.
That is a gem, man. Let me tell you something. He lead this show. GH better fight for their life.
Oh, thank.
You get Keith David up there. I'm telling Keith David to shut it down. Keith David will have everybody at General Hospital behind the scenes ready to work at the gates.
Barbershop, got him. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kyreese. I just had to sit there and pull you down with me.
Huh?
I did. I'm sorry.
Damn. I'm gonna give y'all a Black History lesson next month. It ain't Black History Month, but we gonna turn it into one.
Hey.
So my goodness.
I know
Albert underscore.
That's about right. But shifting over to B&B, since we're on kind of CBS or whatever, what have been your thoughts on Bold and Beautiful? And I'm gonna sit there and start up with Kyreese Clarke.
All right. I don't support. I can't believe that I had to side with that witch Brooke Logan a little bit too. I mean, Zende did betray RJ. I mean, it was true that but damn, I hate Brooke with a passion though. Like, who the hell is Brooke to talk about how could he talk about betrayal though? I mean, you had a whole baby with your daughter's husband, and then 18 years later, you had sex with that daughter's first boyfriend at the graduation party. So who was Brooke to judge anybody? But still, Zende, I felt he shouldn't have slept with Luna that night. He should have sensed something was up. I mean, Luna made it clear many times that she's not into him. I know that women change their mind all the time, but that just didn't sound right. With she's just laying in his bed, and he didn't suspect something was up with that. Didn't try to talk to her, but what happened? Did you leave RJ? And then she would have said, "You are RJ," and that would have solved that mystery. He didn't suspect nothing. He just thought there was a human live sex doll in his bedroom, and he deserves some of the smoke for that. But however, Brooke and Ridge really aren't in that much of a position to judge him, though. RJ, on the other hand, I want RJ to beat his ass. I don't get why RJ was doing all this talking with Zende. Like, because Zende kept yapping. I'm like, no, RJ, you had the good idea the first time when you punched him. You could have kept punching him a few more times. Let Zende hit you back and get that out your system. Don't just be walking around pouty and all that. Like, no, fight him. Get that out your system. Sometimes you just got to fight it out, man. Just get that out your system, especially on soap operas and on real life. I'm not too good on violence all the time, but on soap life, absolutely let them fight. But with Bald and the Beautiful, Steffi gets on my last freaking nerves. So I'm sorry, she's been a real witch this last few months, especially. She had my thing is she has no appreciation. The deacon was the one that saved her life, made sure she didn't bleed out there. So she want to talk about she's mad that he was with Sheila, but and that he's just an idiot. But he helped save your life. He could have let you bleed out. You always treat his daughter like shit, and he could have easily just let you do that, but he didn't. He made sure you got there in time, and she's not even a little bit grateful for it. And she gets on my nerves. She don't run LA. She's not the queen of LA like Albert likes to say.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Kyreese. Brock, what's your thoughts on B&B so far?
That's still a show.
How about we just pretend it's a show?
It's still in the air.
Damn.
All right. I forgot when the last time I even reviewed that damn thing.
Wow.
But anyway, from what I do know of it, I really don't watch that show. I literally know some of what's going on based off of what comes on my timeline. That whole RJ situation, I don't like RJ because I just feel like he looked like something straight out the Backstreet Boys. Like the way they be having him dressed and looking, it just looks like a very it looked like a nod to NSYNC or something. For him, first of all, Zende should beat his ass because you ain't gonna walk up in no office and punch nobody in no face. I'll beat your ass. I don't care. I don't care how mad you are. You get mad at your broad. You don't get mad at me. Because my thing is, first of all, they've been flirting around from what I've been seeing on the recaps or whatever. They've been flirting around or whatever, or Zende been, trying to get in her head or whatever, and she looked like she been entertaining it. So I'm like, you never sat there in the bed and said, well, RJ, you ain't, that man was under the impression you was in bed trying to get with him. So you was down with it as far as he know. He ain't know nothing about no drugged up mints that your mama had. He ain't know nothing about that. You blame your mama for that. She shouldn't have had no druggy mints on her in the first place. Cause my thing, who the fuck walks around with drug mints? Like that to me just sounds like you trying to sexually assault somebody. Like, cause why you got those? Like, who she was hoping to give those to?
She says it helps her with stress. That's her.
That shit ain't helping with no stress. You over here hallucinating other people. There ain't no stress. You want a stress reliever? You go sit over here and you go work out or something. You go have a donut or something. Have a cup of coffee. Do something to smoke some pot. You don't sit here and give nobody no druggy mints.
Poppy has a more higher tolerance. Poppy's storyline excuse is she has a higher tolerance because she only ever took one and she's never mixed them with alcohol before. So that's why they don't have the same effect on her because her body built up a tolerance for them because she's been taking them for so long. But Luna took so many of them and she mixed it with alcohol.
So she was popping them shits like they was M&Ms then.
Yep, because she thought
that's her stupid ass fault then. I blame all of this on her. Listen, you shouldn't have been taking nothing you ain't had no business taking. I don't care if it do look like a man. I don't just take something that somebody got and I don't know what it is. Like that's rule number one. Furthermore, Brooke, she can go to hell. Don't nobody care about nothing she talking about. Oh, that's your cousin. He betrayed. Shut the hell up. Like, first of all, how many fucking people y'all ass done betrayed? You ain't care. You sat here and slept with your daughter man, slept with your other daughter man, slept with your sister man, slept with your mama man probably. But even though that was your daddy, but you never know. They so accustomed just sleeping with anybody on this show. It's like how you just oh, I blame Zende for this. Shut up, Brooke. Shut up. I think it's time to retire, Brooke. It's just time for her to take a long vacation, go pick a man to go be with. Y'all go on vacay, spend his money like you do. Speaking of money, how she still got that house? What does what she do at Forrester?
Plenty of her many divorce settlements. So
she does something chemist though. She does something like with I know she did like something with chemists or whatever.
That
Like
was
she did some
55.
sort
Time
That
ago.
was 55 years ago.
well, yeah.
She ain't been in no lab since then. Unless you consider going into the lab just for a quickie with Ridge, that don't count. As far as who the fuck was it? Steffi. And this whole 9-toe situation. Well, 10 toes now. First of all, Steffi, I can't say I blame her for her dislike of Sheila, because I mean I get it. You know, you gotta be on edge with a psycho like that. You know, you're gonna be on pins and needles every day. And I feel like Finn ain't helping matters. Now all of a sudden, oh, that's my mom and that's my mom. You need to go to therapy for that. Because your mom is psycho. And if I was in Finn's position, I wouldn't claim that witch is my mother anyway. Lee would be my mother. Like, who want to claim a psycho as your mother, who shot you and shot your wife? Like, who would do that? And Deacon really over here stressing over this 9-toe hoe. I don't get it.
I still think there's a possibility that Sheila's not his biological mother. I feel like that story is just waiting to drop. That Sheila lied, because all we have is Sheila's word for it. We never had no DNA test.
Oh, they didn't?
There was
They
never
never
a confirmation. It's just confirmation that all we know that Sheila was spreading her legs to Jack back in the day. That's all we know. We don't really know that they're mother and son. So I don't believe not one word that comes out of Sheila's mouth. So I feel like it's inevitable that that's going to be rewritten, that Sheila took somebody's baby back in the day and gave him to Jack. Or
I'm confused though. I'm a bit confused. Because not about that, but I'm confused about Sheila's obsession with him, because don't she got like 50 million 11 other kids?
Including we just saw another one of her daughters on there. What's her name? The youngest one, Diana. We just saw her
She was back?
Yeah, a few months ago.
She came back.
Yeah. She picked up some real estate or whatever from Bill Spencer or something. I know that she had that one scene, but yeah, it was Diana.
Oh.
That young one. And she kind of looked.
That was her?
Yeah, that was Diana.
But she was kind of bad.
Yeah. But Sheila didn't.
Albert. Albert about to go out to LA right now to go seek her out. Look, see?
Listen, she bad.
Look.
She bad. Just saying.
I ain't see her. I gotta see her.
Jack did Duality Unlimited said Jack didn't raise Finn. Now, Jack did raise Finn, but Jack told Finn all his life that he was adopted. And then it turns out he was his biological father with Sheila that whole time. But I still think that that's a rewrite ready to happen, and that Sheila's not really his mother.
I don't know. I just feel like, not even just with the Sheila part, but even with Steffi and that whole Hope Thomas situation, I feel like people need to mind their damn business on the show. I feel like it's too much. Oh, you need to go be with this person. No, you need to go be with that person. How about y'all go find y'all life? How about y'all go get y'all life and mind your business? I mean, I don't know if that's what Brad Bell considered good drama. I just don't. I mean, if I had to rate, that's what I want to ask y'all too. Like, what would y'all rate the current state of Bold and the Beautiful? Like, if you had to compare it to 10 years ago or 15 years ago, like, what would you rate it right now in the current state?
Well, I was never watching. I wasn't watching that show 15 years ago, but based off of when I'm watching the old clips, when Stephanie was on, like, those were some good episodes when Stephanie was on, even in the replay. Like, I loved that episode when I loved every time she slapped Brooke around. That is some good drama each time she did that. But yeah, that show, I think the show's best bet would be if Brad Bell could finally retire somehow. Because he's more out of touch than Vince McMahon was. And his Logan obsession just can't. He can't let those witches go.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with I'm with Kyrie because I haven't been watching that long. I only think I started watching like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, give or take. So I heard it was better back then. I heard it had a bigger budget back then, like a lot of the soaps. Um, they had more, like they had the Avons and stuff like that. So they had that going on, and now we're just down to I think what do we have? 3 black people. I
Carter,
think.
Paris, and Zende.
Yep. So yeah, that's
We hardly see Paris.
yeah. And even when they do, it's like they don't really give her much of anything anymore. So
Ain't she the chairwoman or chairman of that damn foundation that never does nothing?
yep.
Every time I see her, she just come into the office for something for them to sign for that stupid foundation. Oh,
Uh,
Paris, you're doing a great job with the foundation. Well, we don't see it. So what is she doing? Signing paperwork. I guess that's a good job, I suppose.
hmm. Have you been watching Y&R, Brock? God damn.
uh I started to when the whole Jordan situation, cause I reviewed a couple episodes of it when Jordan came on, cause that's the only saving grace to that damn show. Everything else is just I seen somebody say, "Oh, this is the best wine art been in a long time." When I tell you, I'm glad I wasn't drinking that when they said that. I would have spit that right on out. Cause I said, "Now, why you sitting here telling lies? This ain't now. You mean to tell me this has been the best show? That shows me your taste in shows and your taste in entertainment." Because I'm like, what about all of this that's going on is entertaining for you? The only thing that's entertaining for me is maybe the Jordan stuff. Uh, Somebody out there is impatient. Did I hear a horn?
Yep.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah, somebody out there being all impatient for their date. They need to calm down. Um, the Jordan stuff and the Ashley, tell them to calm down. The pussy on the way, like relax. Um, swear, need to take a pill. Um, Ashley, the Jordan and Ashley stuff, I find the only things entertaining because this Chancellor Winters boardroom nonsense is nonsense. It's like, first of all, we need to find what the hell does everybody do there? I'm like, you got Nate and Chance. What exactly are their titles? Like, what are you doing? What are you overseeing? I already know what Devon and Lily do. Billy, what the hell do you do? Because you sit here, oh, why wasn't I told about who the fuck are you? What do you mean? Why weren't you told? Who are you? You're not a shareholder in that company, and you're not a corporate officer. Like, what are you? You're not the chairman. Why would they have to tell you anything? You are not a co-CEO or a chairman. So that means if you're none of those titles, that means you're below those people. But he comes in like he's an equal partner. Since when?
Billy can't even stand still for 5 seconds. I don't understand like why he just feels the need to try to take over something. Like who in their right mind could even look at his request with a straight face? I would not even be able to work with him with a straight face. I'd be like seriously. He needs to go sit several seats down. Like I don't understand why they had to mess up a good thing. I liked it when he was working at Jabot with because him and Tucker were going head to head with each other. He was seeing everything Tucker was doing. He was holding his own, and then all of a sudden he had to tuck tail and run.
But that's how you know JG writing ain't shit. Because before, let me tell you something. When Stephen Nichols was Tucker McCall, Billy couldn't touch Tucker McCall with a 10-foot pole.
Mhm.
Tucker would have ran circles around Billy back then.
Mhm.
Billy would have never saw not one move Tucker made. When Stephen Nichols was in that role, never, ever. None of them would have ever bested Tucker. Even Victor. He gave Victor a run for his money.
The great Victor Newman. Wow.
Yeah, hell yeah. Tucker used to go head to head with Victor. Tucker was like one of those people. He was on Jack pretty much level. Like Jack was kind of starting to be beneath Tucker, in my opinion. When it came to business, I felt like they couldn't touch Tucker back then. Tucker was too smart for him. They couldn't touch him. I mean, Victor literally was like the only person that Tucker could go head to head with like that. Billy going head to head with Tucker now is laughable. Billy going head to head with Barney right now. Barney would kick his ass. You put Barney in a purple suit and put him in the boardroom. I bet you he would be CEO before Billy by the end of lunch. I bet you. Billy is laughable. Like him sitting there trying to tell Lily, "Oh, we can run this company together." Billy, shut the hell up. Just you couldn't run a popsicle stand, let alone a major corporation. I think the best Billy has ever been, and I mean this, honest to God. And I ain't even gonna say the best he was when he was at Restless Style. The best he was when he was a gambler. That was the most interesting that he's ever been. Restless Style, he was just a sleazy tabloid owner. He was funny because Billy Miller was in the role, but he was funny. But other than that, Billy need to go back to shuffling cards.
Damn.
That's what he need to do. He need to go back to 3-card Monte. And I don't mean 3-card Monte in somebody's nice hall. I mean on the street corner playing 3-card Monte on a box, like some, like one of them little homeless con artists do. That's what he need to do.
God damn. Okay.
That's where Billy Abbott need to be. Now I see why Victor called him Billy Boy.
But my dream story for The Young and the Restless would be, and Albert knows this very well.
Yes, I do.
Nate and Tracy Abbott. They need to get together. We need Nate Hastings and Tracy Abbott.
And who?
And Tracy Abbott.
What Tracy Abbott?
Ashley's sister, Tracy Abbott.
Get the hell on with that.
Come on, Brock. They would make a super couple in the making.
You better go.
Tracy Abbott lost weight. See, I've been trying to tell people on my street.
First of all, don't give me that. Her weight ain't got shit to do with nothing. Let me tell you something. I like her weight ain't got nothing to do with it. I like Tracy. Don't get me wrong. That is the most oddest fucking couple I ever heard in my life. Tracy and Nate. So you mean to tell me Nate gonna go from Elena Victoria to Tracy?
Yes, he can carry Tracy up the stairs, okay?
I ain't even taking you serious for the rest of this video. I'm not taking you serious no more. See, I can't take you serious.
Using my
Blackman says, Brock, I was using my asthma inhaler and almost.
But in all seriousness, but yes, I could see
Please get serious. Please tell me you're about to get serious.
Coming from Nate and Tracy.
You're not serious. You're not serious.
Fine. Maybe not a romance, but how about they could be good friends?
You just said let's get serious, and you just said something that still wasn't serious. First of all, I listen. I can't even imagine him kissing that lady. That's like her kissing her great nephew. No. She got draws. She got draws and brought her pussy here is older than him. No. The mole on her titty is older than him. No. Hell no.
What the mole got to do with it? Come on.
The mole is older than the mole been around before he was a thought in his daddy nuts. No.
Fine, and they could put Nate with Audra because I need
That's the most sensible thing you just said too. That is the most sensible thing you just said. I swear to God.
Because
now you being serious.
Away from Tucker, that's for sure. I need.
Now you get now. If you would have said Tucker and Tracy, I probably would have been like, okay. But
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Queen Janet.
Yeah, because I'm like, I've been waiting for years for them to humanize Audra, and they finally did. But really, with Tucker, like Audra is such a controlling, calculating, manipulating woman, and you're telling me that she's really head over heels in love with Tucker?
Don't men like women like that?
I mean, yeah, but why
See,
Audra wanna,
I was only joking when I said that.
I mean, but why Audra got to throw herself away for Tucker McCall? Like, I want Audra to be with
He
a
got
man.
money.
But she won't even marry him though, so she ain't even trying to get the money. Like, if she would have rushed to marry him and took all his money and then said and then want to pretend like she's in love with him, then okay, cool.
Kyreese, it is 2024. You ain't got to marry nobody, get their money. You can finesse that shit real quick. All you got to do is sleep with them and go on their bank book while they sleep.
Well,
You ain't even got to marry them no more.
If that's where the storyline direction was, then I would really appreciate that. But right now, she's really truly in her feelings over Tucker, and I'm like,
I'm afraid of what your storyline direction would be. You mentioned Tracy and Nate. That scares the shit out of me about your dynamic.
Look, it wasn't. Now, at first, I didn't
You
like that.
stuttering because you know it was fucked up what you said.
No. At first, I didn't necessarily agree with Nate and Tracy, but Solomon
You brought it up. You the one that came up with the idea.
No, but someone convinced me of all the
Who?
chemistry that they had.
Who convinced you of that
One of my
nonsense?
subscribers, Solomon Payne, convinced me that Nate and Tracy belong together.
So you sitting around believing people behind the screen then?
It took a little convincing, but after a
obviously not, because you seemed very convinced when you brought it to me. So I didn't take that much convincing. That shit is nasty.
Come. Well, but no, because I want Tracy to get a front burner storyline though. Like, why is she always
not with him?
Okay, but with anyone else on?
No, what you mean anyone else? I can imagine who else you would say.
Well, because I feel Tracy Abbott's being wasted on that show. Like, why does she always just have to be the Abbott support point? I feel that she deserves a good storyline, a good front burner storyline. So I just thought her and Nate would bring some scandal too.
They ain't gonna bring no scandal. All that's gonna bring is nasty.
See, I can't drink anything because I'm just gonna spit it back out. So
all that's gonna bring is some people to get a lot of stomach aches, a lot of nightmares, a lot of nausea. Don't nobody want to see. Can you imagine him undressing her in the hotel room? No. You ought to go to church and pray. You ought to pray because you brought that to my attention. Now you ought to pray. You ought to go to church and repent.
Repent, no, but I still think that they could pull it off though.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna nip that in the bud right now. The day Tracy and Nate get together will be the day that you should get on your knees because the second coming of Jesus just came back. And not only that, Jesus came back on the same day that Jesus came back. The cow jumped over the moon. Everybody saw it. That's when that will happen. So we're gonna nip that one. We're gonna get that out of our mental. I'm gonna pretend now like you ain't never said no silly shit like that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go back when this is over so I can laugh at this point again. And yeah, at least this time I can sit there and try to drink my drink.
AE says Tracy and Brad weren't believable and they had a kid. Who's the? Oh, that's Colleen, right? Is that who they're referring to?
Was that his biological daughter?
Because I thought they.
Oh, I think Colleen was his daughter. Colleen Carlton, wasn't it?
Yeah, Colleen.
Colleen was his daughter.
I don't know why not.
Yeah. Colleen was Brad's daughter with Tracy. That was her only child.
He says, yeah, Colleen, yes. Oh, yeah. He said they weren't believable.
Oh, shit. Copper's going crazy.
Yeah. That's what they do. All right.
Sound like Beverly Hills Cop out there, motherfucker.
That whole thing just threw me off, Kyreese. So
Kyreese, you in Detroit?
No, I'm in Boston.
Oh shit! I be going to Boston too whenever I want some the buffet out there.
Yeah. I haven't been in it.
Alyssa says, "Are you in the hood, Brock?"
Hell, nigga, I'm in the hood, but that ain't my house that you heard cops.
I'm the one that's in the hood right now.
Now, why it got to be me that's in the hood? Why you got to single me out? You in the hood? Why it got to be me? You got two other. Why they can't be in the hood? How you
Oh,
know
my
I ain't in the
window's
suburbs?
closed.
Huh?
My window's closed, so you can't hear
You
anything.
can still hear that shit.
Yeah, I guess.
See, you ain't got insulation like that the way you can't hear no cop car.
Listen said, I just knew it. LOL.
I'm offended. She said I'm in the hood. I am in the hood, but that's still offensive though. Because how you know that? Like you single me out. It's two other black men here. Kyreese, you in the hood in Boston?
Yep.
See? He in the hood.
Alyssa said, I live in the hood too, Brock.
Well, good. I'm glad. But why you got to single me out? You hear sirens in the background. You think it's my sirens, though. Let's move on if I get offended even more.
But Jordan is the best part of Young and the Restless, but I thought she kind of crossed the line when she had to kidnap Harrison. I'm like,
No,
and
she
I
did.
really want Tara Locke to come back and take Harrison from Summer. Because,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish that, but I gotta say this before I forget because you just said something that triggered me again. Because you just said that she crossed the line when she kidnapped Harrison, but you don't think you crossed the line when you mentioned Nate and Tracy? You don't think that was crossing the line?
Look, that idea has been in my mind for some months now.
That is nasty as hell. That is nasty that you even had that in your mental Rolodex all of a sudden. So you just go to bed. I bet you be thinking too, like if I was a writer, I'd write their sex scene like this. That's gross.
I only ever think about that when
so you know, like when they do sex scenes with Audra and she be having like the little black lacy stuff on, what would you have on for Tracy? A little teddy.
Yeah, she can have on her nice little black bra on. And
you a nasty ass. You is nasty.
See, I was gonna say, like,
first of all, Tracy. No disrespect to Tracy, but she's so old. She don't call it a bra. She call it a brassiere. First of all, it's a brassiere to her. And I love me some Tracy. Don't get me wrong, but that shit ain't no bra to her. To us, we young. That's a bra. To her in her age group, that's a brassiere. That's what that is. But anyway, back to your thought.
But I want Tara to come back and take Summer, or take Harrison away from Summer, because my opinion, Summer did not legally adopt him because she did not. Tara Locke is not dead. Tara Locke never signed her rights away because
but she an ex-con.
Hell, Summer caught a body one time too. Remember, she
they ain't got no proof of that shit. She ain't go to prison.
She should, but she should. And look at Summer's mama, who has somewhat. She belongs in jail with all the stuff that she did last year.
But see, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. You talking about people that should be in jail as opposed to the one that is. See, that's the hard part about getting custody again. See, you talking about ex-con going up against Abbott Money.
Well, my thing is that they recast Tara Locke, get someone a little bit more of a formidable actress, because
you ain't like that?
Huh?
You ain't like the other one?
Well, she was okay, but I just don't see her sticking around on the show for long if it's the original actress that comes.
What else she got to do?
That's true though.
He said that shit like she A-list.
Oh well, no, she ain't no A-list. I would say she's probably like C-list, to be honest. And then they probably
even C-list people ain't too busy.
Well, but if they get like someone that's like actually might stick around and have like actual chemistry with someone, then I would see that. But I've always wanted Tara Locke to get revenge on Phyllis, because how Phyllis got that evidence shouldn't have even been admissible anyway. She hacked into the system, so I don't understand. She had Ashlyn Locke all that time. She could have. You're telling me she never had no sort of connection to get out of that situation by now? She really had to serve some hard time just because she didn't really do anything that bad this summer. All she did was make that girl take a job. That's it. That girl in summer ended up owning it.
I'm sorry, real quick. I just had to point this out. That I looked my head down real quick, and I put my head back up, and he had this big ass bowl in my face. Put my head back up, but I'm sorry. We come back. What you got, noodles over there?
Yep.
Yeah, you had that big ass noodle bowl in my face when I put my head back up because I didn't even see that shit at first.
Oh yeah, no, that was there the whole time. Yeah.
Look at this shit. Anyway,
Yep.
Phyllis, let me tell you something. Phyllis is one of them characters that should have been got a long time ago. She should have got in 95.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact she's still walking and breathing is something. Because if it was anybody else on another show, they would have been took her ass out.
Why do you think she lasted so long then?
Because she's psychotic and some people, for whatever reason, scared of her.
You think she's a good character though?
Nah, see, me being in the hood, I would have had somebody in the hood take her out a long time ago. I mean, I would say once upon a time, Phyllis was a good character. She was that DC?
Yep.
DC, where
You
your
know
ass
me.
at? Where the hell DC at? Now
Oh,
he
yeah,
want to pop
DC
up.
supports Nate and Tracy too. Now what?
DC don't support that bullshit. Don't lie on DC.
He did actually say that.
He did.
With a
Yep.
straight face too. He meant it.
I don't rock with you, DC, because that's nasty. You know, that's nasty. First of all, that's elder abuse.
Not elder abuse.
That is elder abuse. A young man like that sticking up in that old lake, please. That'll mess up some type of hit pelvis. No. That is gross. Nah, but Phyllis, she was once a good character. That is nasty as hell, DC. Ain't no more cushion. Yeah. You know what, DC? I'm gonna find her number for you, and you can lift her folds up and all that type of stuff, and you can fold her up and do what you got to do. That's nasty. But yeah, Phyllis was once a good character. I feel like over time she just became too damn immature for me. She got a child. She's very childlike. Like, who pulls a fire alarm on people? Like, that is just at 60 plus years old, you pulling fire alarms? Like, that is the most childish. It had me laughing though, but it's the most childish shit I think you could ever do. Like, you are a whole grandmother out here, and that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then sitting there smiling about it like a little infant. Like, that is sad.
Phyllis is the
DC, if you want to come through, you can come through. If you want to come through. Just saying.
Who, DC?
Yeah.
No, because he like Tracy and Nate. We gonna leave that one out because that's nasty. I'm afraid to hear what DC got to say about any other couple at this point. I swear to God, I'm about to start emailing networks and putting them on y'all radar, letting them know don't ever hire them to write nothing. Because there's gonna be some nasty shit you ever had them write anything on these shows. You talk about getting rid of viewers. Anybody want to watch that shit?
Well, according to them, the rating's supposed to go up.
When?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? The ratings would hit the roof. That'd be like,
yeah, it'll hit the roof with a lot of emails and boycotts and please. Anybody want to watch
it would
that?
go from like the 2 to 3 million they had that would be up to 6 million by the end
You
of
a
the night.
damn lie. You a damn lie. What Cat Williams say? You a fat face on lie. There ain't no way in the world.
No way.
I would hire you a writer because you got a sick mind for it, but that's just too sick. I would have to monitor everything you write. I would have to monitor every little thing, and I thought I was crazy and could write some wild shit, but that shit is nasty. I swear to God, in all this time, that thought never crossed my mind. Never entered my Rolodex not once. But Albert, you better not be agreeing with this.
No. I was just more surprised. I was just like, wow, okay, Kyreese.
Well, I'm glad somebody got some sense this year.
I'm dead. But I still believe in that parent.
I ought to mute your ass right now. Don't bring that up again. That is gross. Don't bring that up.
Eagle Fang was they're talking about that Dex training montage scene.
Dex and who?
Dex, you know, when he was there training for the police academy, doing all
That
those
shit was
basic.
stupid as hell. That look like kids play. You ever heard that Kid Bop song and heard them Kids Bop videos?
Yep.
That's what that looked like, Kids Bop. Dang, that shit looks stupid as hell. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I'm surprised Bennett was even a part of that. As a black detective, you shouldn't even been standing there. I wouldn't even have been a witness to that mess. That
Well,
was
Chase was very impressed.
because Chase an idiot. This is the man that sold a truck for a vacation. That's it. I thought it was a romantic gesture at the time, but now I'm starting to reconsider that.
Mm-hmm. Why is Dex even still alive? I really don't get that. He snitched on everyone. He did not only did he just snitch on Sonny, he snitched on Carly, Michael, everybody.
Who was booing Cynthia Watros?
This is like maybe about 2 years ago. I remember doing a video about that. She went to some sort of fan event and people were just losing their minds and they started booing her. Like it was Nina that was there coming into the room.
I told you. Some of these fans sick in the head.
Oh yeah, you think I'm bad with
Here you go with
but
this
you
bullshit.
know what he wants. You know what the guy that you just read that coming. You know what he wants. He wants Sheila Carter to have another baby. No, not just another baby.
First of all,
babies.
no woman with 9 toes should ever conceive.
So he thinks Sheila Carter should be pregnant with twins. That's what he.
Triplets.
I don't know them, so I can't comment on the sickness with them. I'm just gonna comment on your sickness because you just don't do that to elderly people.
But Tracy is. You know what? Fine. We will just agree to disagree.
I'm gonna say this right now because, and the reason I say this, I'm just gonna put this out there. I ain't want to be crass, but I'm gonna put it out there.
Right for that.
Yeah, it is because he done brought up nastiness, so I got to be crass now. First of all, you look at somebody like Nate,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at somebody like Tracy at her advanced age. Now, a young strapping fella like that get with a woman like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, her heart would be racing as soon as he touched her. He would send that woman into convulsion. You want to be responsible, Kyreese, for the death of Tracy?
No, never. I love her too much.
So why would you put that on her? Why would you wish that on her?
I thought she just could have used a fresh storyline. That's all.
First of all, getting dicked down by somebody 50 years younger than her is not a good storyline for her.
Okay, Brock, you're a creative man. What storyline would you think for Tracy Abbott?
She can go to fuck back to New York with her ex-husband and remarry that motherfucker.
I thought Brad was killed off the show.
I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the other ex-husband.
She have another ex-husband?
Yeah, that Connolly dude, whatever his name is. His last name was Connolly.
Didn't we?
Everybody know in the comments know who I'm talking about. If they watch Y&R, they know about her ex-husband. I forgot his first name though.
Well, I started watching Young and the Restless regularly in 2019.
Well, she was married to him for 20 years.
Oh, really?
She married him in 2013. I mean, 2013. She married him in 93.
Ron says, yes, Kyrie. Sheila should have triplets. Didn't Tabitha on Passions had baby Adora, and she was much older.
Passions, first of all, you cannot compare damn Passions where they was doing all type of potions and voodoo and magic and all that shit. Of course she had like a bunch of kids at 80 years old. They was doing potions and motions and shit on that show. All that Alakazam and shit. I know you ain't put no damn DC up here.
Oh, yeah. You already put me in? Okay, my computer on? No, it's on.
No, we put you in.
Fantastic Four.
Albert put you in. We didn't put you in because you was siding with Nasty over here.
I'm all about Nate and Tracy. Listen, that is one of the sexiest couples that Y&R needs to like.
Nasty than a motherfucker.
You know how hot that would be?
You nasty as a motherfucker. You probably would mess with Marley Gibbs, wouldn't you?
Well, no, not Marley Gibbs.
How you ain't gonna mess with Marley Gibbs, but you know what? Y'all some
Nate,
choosy motherfuckers.
Nate is super fine, and then you got Tracy. And listen, these two would take over Jabot. Would they not? These two would take over Jabot. Get the
So
keys to the
would
kingdom.
you say that again?
Nate and Tracy would get the keys to the kingdom.
No,
take over
say that
Jabot.
before you said that.
Which one?
Say what you said.
About Nate being super fine?
So why would you put that with her?
I just feel the chemistry. You guys don't see the
Ain't no
chemistry?
goddamn chemistry with them.
Because remember, they were supposed to put Tracy with Kane back in the day.
That was, and you
That was
see why
rumored.
they shut that shit down, don't you?
That would have been hot. That would
You
have been sexy. Because it's different, and we need different couples. I'm telling you, we need different couples on the show. Just like Marsha and Stella, that's a good couple right there. That's kind of like we don't have this kind of couples on the shows to heat things up. We need that. No, we need those kind of things on our shows.
Well,
We need to heat things up.
What'd you get, an alcohol or something like that? You need a drink?
so DC still thinks that Marshall is a 7, but
Marsha's a good-looking man.
I would knock Marshall down to around a 3. And that's being generous.
Especially
I
when
found him.
Marsha had on that red suit.
I found it.
Marsha had on that red suit. Looking good that day. I was like, okay, what's up, bro? What you trying to do? What's up, though? Marshall's the type of person I would play a saxophone in bed. Like, he would get that saxophone on his way to bed. Does he not?
Albert, I swear for Lord, don't invite me to this shit no more. First of all, I cleared my damn day for this. I ain't cleared my day for this. I cleared my night for this. And this is the shit I get.
So Marshall wasn't good. That red suit was a couple weeks on GH.
He's still talking about this red suit.
He had on his red suit, and I was like, oh my gosh, this red suit. And
Yeah.
normally, like, I'm not into the older because Mac isn't even good one, but Marshall's good at that suit. I'm telling you. But Nate and Tracy, that's a couple we need to line up. I'm telling you, because it would bring in viewers. Would it not? Come on. It's a so unlikely pairing, those two, right? And
I can see you now writing them to be an OnlyFans couple, right?
I can see. No, here's how it would go. Here's how it would go. They would unintentionally fall in love with each other, and next thing you know, she would
And
get
who
him
are you talking about?
Jabot. Nate and Tracy. She would get him a position in Jabot. Get him a position in Jabot. And then not only that, next thing you know, Jack would be like, why is Nate here? We don't trust him. Look what he's done to his family. And then on top of that, is then vying for a co-CEO role at Jabot. And then he becomes Mr. Tracy Abbott. And Tracy becomes Mrs. Nate Hastings. And then they're child together.
Did you say Mr. Tracy Abbott?
Mr. Tracy Abbott. Because she has more money than him. She's Abbott. So it's like, it's not kind of when he was with Victoria, he was technically Mr. Victoria Newman. Because Victoria, when you with her, you gotta make yourself like a puppy dog. You have to put yourself low. You know, that's the only way that relationship is gonna work with Victoria.
Albert, you got another topic that you want to go to?
Days of Our Lives.
Yes, Days of Our Lives. What have you been thinking about Days of Our Lives, Brock?
The fuck is going on in Days of Our Lives?
Damn.
Have you ever
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't watch that damn show.
It's been kind of boring lately, though.
That's why I don't watch it. All I remember was somebody got shot.
Who got shot? I don't
That
know.
little that dumbass Steve Burton.
Harris.
Oh, Harris. Yeah.
Not Steve Burton. I don't mean to talk about the actor, but you know the character.
Yeah, pretty much
Ain't
Jason.
that some stupid shit? You got Jason playing on 2 shows. That's dumb as fuck. I'm like, first of all, they need to stop this 6-month shit. This taping shows 6 months in advance. Because I don't want to see Jason double time. I feel like I'm watching the same character. One just a mobster, the other with a badge. It's the same motherfucker. But it's like, it's just same blank expressions.
And both of them are with different Carlys.
Exactly. Just dumb. I'm like, anyway, all of this shit, I don't like Stefan worth a damn. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like he ain't worth 2 dead flies smashed. Because at the end of the day, for him to sit there and keep trying to tell EJ what Stefano would want. First of all, how the fuck you gonna know what Stefano would want? You never met him. Never met him, never knew him. How would you know, oh, Stefano would be rolling in his grave? First of all, Stefano ain't in no damn grave. He was a microchip. They got burnt. He ain't in no grave no more. He's somewhere in a fireplace as an ash. I'm like, how would you know what that man would have wanted? I just don't like Stefan at all. I have no use for the character.
What about EJ? What about EJ, Brock?
You said who?
EJ.
Oh, EJ?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the writers are doing with EJ because I feel like they trying to give him too much power. Like, how you gonna be DA and CEO of a company? I find that to be ludicrous.
But what I don't get is how does Clyde Davis have all this power with all these people?
I don't like that. I don't know. I've been trying to ask that question because I'm like, why is everybody scared of that hillbilly? I don't
Johnson says, how do you all feel about Gabby's returning?
She's needed.
I didn't even know she was returning. Every time on our channel, I get spoiled. I got to prepare for it now.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, I think bring back Lee Shin.
Lee Shin?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that motherfucker still on the slab somewhere?
They killed him off too soon. They killed him off too soon.
They should have never killed him.
No, I agree.
He was good.
I heard that he's still alive though.
He's coming back. Everybody's still alive on days. I bet you Abigail chilling on the paradise somewhere waiting to come back.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
She ain't going nowhere. She coming back.
Because Wendy's kind of boring without Lee.
Wendy been born. Wendy was
Kyreese.
good. Wendy was good on Beyond Salem. That's it.
What are your thoughts, Kyreese?
Why y'all think that she's boring? But
here he go.
Look, I started off. I used to really hate Wendy with a passion, but Darby and Melanie reminded me. There's like you have no reason to hate Wendy like that. So
yes, you do.
For what she's I really do like how she's handling her PTSD head on. Like she's not acting like she's okay. Like a lot of these soap characters, they go through things and then they just shake it off like nothing happened. But like that's a little bit more realistic of how she's dealing with her post-traumatic stress of being kidnapped by Clyde and Officer Goldman all that time, almost dying. And so I really do sympathize with Wendy. Now, at first, I was happy that she was kidnapped, and when I thought that they were going to kill her off. But I'm glad I gave her a second chance. I just feel like with Wendy, they need to give her ties to make her like really important to the show, because like Ava was sitting there crying about Ava and Steve were crying about Trip. But literally, like nobody in there would have truly cared whether Wendy was there or dead. Like she didn't have like her parents are in China. Her brother is dead for now, but even though he'll be back. But I feel like Wendy, if with better writing and if they flesh her out just a little bit more, now I see the genuine potential in Wendy Shin. But they just got to give her some material. Like I would like it if, say, I just thought about this the other day. If Wendy knew all this time that Lee was alive and she's been lying to Trip, she's just been playing that role and letting Gabby stay in jail. She's in on framing Gabby for Lee's death. That would be.
Nothing wrong with that. Gabby kind of, she walked herself in these situations, like with Nick Fallon. I never forgot about Nick Fallon when she killed him.
And now he's back as two different people.
I'm kind of wondering. I mean, obviously, I feel like there's definitely a twin, right, somewhere with that not Nick Everett, the Everett storyline. There's definitely a twin, obviously. Did you guys feel that kind of vibe?
But how the fuck you bring him back as three different people at the same time, though?
He wasn't brought back as Nick.
Nah, but I mean, if they were to go that route, though, it's like, but you bring him back as a Bobby Everett. That's some weird shit.
Why toilet seat?
Just because I'm weird.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. I'm weird too.
I have a question. How do you guys feel about? I don't know if you guys already talked about, but the gates.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I'm in love with it already. I don't even know what's gonna happen with it. Like I just know.
You've been here earlier though. Like Brock was going in. Brock was going in.
I feel like, honestly, this show has the potential to make other shows step up, but this has the potential to be my number one show though. I'm anticipating to see who they're gonna cast, I just feel like this is like for them to put some money behind this, and like because in daytime it's like you ain't really trying to put no money behind this right now, but for them to do it and you serious about it, you got a major company backing it. I feel like they're gonna do something big with this because otherwise, why do it? And then on top of that, it's like you got the opportunity to bring back some major actors and actresses, like put them on, put some new people on, get the older ones on. Um, I'm anticipating to see what the set's gonna look like, to see some bougie black people. Um, I'm excited to see where the story is gonna go, since this is set now. Like this is like late 2024, 2025. It's gonna come out, so I'm excited to see what it's gonna do.
Thank you, Jonathan. That question's for you, DC.
Okay, he asked, how would I feel if Keith David played the patriarch? I think it'd be perfect for it. I think it'd be perfect. I remember him on Greenleaf. I think it'd be perfect for it. If he feels that the budgeting is right, but like you said, but BrockTv, we have like Brock said, we have a whole company backing, like Procter and Gamble, ladies and gentlemen. They are so, I consider them like the soap royalty when it comes to production companies. I mean, we had Guiding Light, Another World, As World Turns from Procter and Gamble. We had, I know there's a few others. I can't remember. There's a few others. Those are the main three of the last Divine Nine of soaps. So if they're willing to produce this, I'm praying it comes out right, and I'm also praying it still has that classic soap look.
Yeah,
I want that classic live soap look. I don't want to fucking watching a primetime show. That's gonna kill it for me. I need some of those same elements still there. But another thing is I feel like too is that when it comes to this new soap, give us good storylines. Bring us that Agnes Nixon kind of soap. This is why I always say all the time with GH is that this is why a lot of times GH, these storylines I feel like are not working because this is not GH's forte. It's not what they're known for. They're known for the mob. They're known for the adventure. Social issues is not really a thing. They did it well with Robin Stone and some few other things, but that's not really that's not their arena in a sense. And the All My Children storytelling they've been trying lately, I'm giving it a chance, but this is just not their arena. This is not their arena. They're trying something new.
let me ask you something, DC. So you know Keith David, right? Tell me why these two black folk didn't know who Keith David was.
I just had to be reminded real quick. That's all. But now once I actually saw him, because sometimes
Nate Tracy, be quiet. Nate Tracy, be quiet. You still in timeout over there.
They probably haven't seen Greenleaf yet, and I know that was his most recent project. Because even when the person in the chat, I was asked about Keith David, I had to Google. And I was like, "Oh, the guy from Greenleaf." I was literally Googling it as I was asking the question. Like,
you had to Google that?
I don't know. I never knew who his name was. I still don't know.
Well, you get a pass because you ain't know his name, but you knew who he was.
They could have him or Baba Obatunde, who played
I'm
from BMB. The guy who played BMB.
Yeah. He played the Avant Father.
Yeah, the Avant Father. Because I thought they were bringing the Avants back when we saw Xander. But no, it was Black History Month, and they met that post. That was not it. That was about it. Because Xander came in, he had a nice fresh come. Like, okay, we're gonna see the Avons back again. Okay, we're gonna do something. Nope, we did not. Just like when they brought Justin. Go ahead.
You thought they were actually gonna sit there and bring back the whole Avons?
I was hoping so. They could bring back Justin Barber on, and maybe Justin can finally do his cameo onto YNR with the Barbers, Hastings, Johnson, Winners. I hate how the one black and white got fighting for last names. I say it's all reviews. I can stand it. So confusing. But he could have gone on to YNR, honestly, and they could have merged him into a storyline. But I was hoping for that. But
I love the Ambitions on in the Black Hamptons on BET Plus. I love.
I was want to see Ambitions, but I did hear about Black Hamptons. I didn't get a chance to see it. But see,
Black Hamptons is the shit.
Let's see how they do the Gates. Which I wish they could have had a soapier name for it, like Tomorrow Never Ends. I was hoping for something like that, like how they used to do, with the Gates. Okay, it's modern. I'm gonna give it a chance, but my expectations are a little low. I don't get disappointed.
You want to review it?
I'll definitely review it. Definitely when it comes out. But my expectations are low. But they do have Procter and Gamble. They cancel the talk for this. Like it usually be reversed. So I canceled 4 talk shows. Now it's in reverse. It's coming back full circle.
Wasn't a fan of the talk, Brock?
I ain't a fan of no damn talk show if it ain't Sally, Jesse, Raphael, Ricky Lake,
Yeah, that's,
Montel, if it ain't back in the day, I ain't no fan of it. I feel like modern day talk shows is garbage. I feel like they all the same. I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong. I don't root for nobody to lose their job or nothing like that.
Mhm.
You know, but it's just these talk shows. It's too damn many of them, and they all got the same guests every day. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You know, the thing is, like, even when they canceled the Chew on, was it Revolution? I was that 2
Both.
o'clock hour has never been the same since they canceled One Life to Live. It's been cursed ever since. And GH is actually back in his 3 o'clock time slot. That's why it's getting better. Because when GH was in that 2 o'clock time slot, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Remember that 2 o'clock time slot? It's like the ancestors of One Life to Live was not having it. I don't blame them. I do not blame them.
Johnson says, do you think what?
Derek
AKA Eddie
Sinclair.
Winslow. Oh, okay. From Family Matters, who briefly paid Malcolm Winters on YNR could play a role on the Gates.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, he could work.
I could see him as a villain.
I think so. I didn't like him as a recast Malcolm though, but I think he could work on it.
He did not work it as Malcolm.
Malcolm and Sabrina were just not working for me on YNR.
Mm-mm.
And
Kyreese was a horrible Malcolm.
It didn't work. And then they had Moses, who never came on, who wasn't even there for Neil's funeral. Neil's only bio child, but yeah, that never worked for me as a recast Malcolm. Now Shamar Moore is Malcolm. That's it. That's it for me. That's it.
Would you want him back?
SWAT got renewed.
What was that?
No. What'd you say, bro?
Nah, I said our man SWAT got renewed because then he not coming back to YNR.
I thought it was canceled. Okay.
They did, but they did a last minute renewal.
Wow. Okay, I never heard of that before.
Yeah, Eagle Fang.
Would you have one in the back?
Go ahead.
Would you have one in the back, though?
Oh yeah. I think Malcolm. Oh, he's definitely needed now. With Neil not being there, you need a real patriarch, like somebody from the older generation there to steer this ship. Because I feel like Devon and them are not cutting it. Like they need. I don't get me wrong. I think Devon and them are good. I just feel like they need some older guidance, and I don't feel like Mamie is that guidance.
Yeah, no.
It's a start though. It's a start because they need this for a while. They needed like a matriarchal, patriarchal figure. So
But that's the problem.
That
but see, that's the thing. I don't have an issue with that. But I feel like the problem is she's coming in too hard where the company is concerned. It's like, why not rebuild that relationship with them because you haven't been around them in a long time? Why not rebuild that personal, connection with them and then start talking about the company stuff? Like she just went in for the company and it's like she doesn't realize like, okay, you're going in on the company, but these, your family members are down with Jill though. They still, have this allegiance to her.
And they barely know Mamie. Mamie's barely been on. Like, a lot of people don't even know
Exactly.
who she is. So it's like, I feel like Olivia should have came in.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense. And she's Nate's mom, and that would have made sense how she would get them to, like forgive Nate because she's actually his mother. And they would have a softer side. And Devon knows who she is because there was an episode where Devon said to Tucker or somebody, he was like, maybe he's coming in, and I technically don't really know her. I was adopted. And I was like, well, now you adopted all of a sudden. all of a sudden now, so I feel like they were lacking that for so long. And that's the thing with soaps is that I feel like they should always have a backup patriarchal figure on the site ready to go. Like Julie was ready when Alice Horton was. She was next in line. They had that ready to go with Julie. It was like the Mirrors were still. I think the Mirrors are still struggling for that. I feel like it should be Tony, which I that's just such a missed opportunity for me. But I'm not even gonna go there right now at the moment.
The Mirrors lost their way after Stefano.
They did. Now, Albert, are you gonna watch the Gates? Because I know it comes on at 2:00, and you don't like to watch shows that come on at 2:00.
Of course not, because I got What did I get canceled again?
Well, yeah, One Life to Live. That's because you didn't watch One Life to Live at 2:00. That's why I got canceled, right? Because I know you like to watch shows that come on at 2:00. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch it.
And the weird thing is, One Life to Live had better ratings than GH at the time.
Did they though?
Yeah.
Well, better. I feel like they have better.
I think the viewership was better.
I think they have better storylines, but I don't know if the ratings were there because it got canceled.
I think they got canceled for some other shit. Cause I do feel like during that time frame, the viewership was a bit bigger than GH's viewership.
Like in One Life to Live, when they did the High School Musical storyline, they were supposed to originally do a high school shooting, but they couldn't do it because of Virginia Tech. And then they said they had to rewrite all the storylines because of that, because all the storylines they wrote was like the aftermath of it. And I always wondered, could that have been the storyline that could have saved them? I always wonder, because that was a first for soaps to ever do a storyline like that. Could that have saved the show? You know what I mean? Because when they did the Metrocore hostage storyline, that was, I think, the first time in soaps they had done like a hostage storyline to that extent. And it was like, in like Soap Opera Weekly, it was the first time. And to me, that was GH must-see TV. And I'm like, damn, like, One Life to Live didn't get that chance.
I still say fuck Bob Guza.
One Life to Live didn't get that chance. And then, people I feel like only watch the last 15 minutes of One Life to Live to catch GH, like Albert. So I feel like it didn't really get that chance like I should have gotten at the time.
I like the shade. Nina and Sunny breaking out. What's your thoughts? Johnson says One Life to Live was the last soap produced in New York City.
The very last.
So
Thank you,
Kyreese,
Jonathan.
what you thought about Sunny and Nina? I'm gonna ask you because you've been awfully quiet. I had you in timeout. You out of timeout now.
Talk about positions reversed. LOL. But I was all for Sunny and Nina because I thought that Nina was a better wife than Carly in towards the end, because I think Carly and Sunny are just done. I don't want to ever see them get back together, and because I'm damn sure not going to sit through not another one of their wedding scenes. I know that for a fact. I'm not sitting through that. Don't they dare insult our intelligence by making us read that crap like they're gonna really stay together when we all know that would never happen. They are the most toxic combination ever. And but as far as Nina and Sunny breaking up, but as soon as she slept with Drew, like, I'm not gonna lie, when her and Drew got it on in that office and they made it clear that they made that good loving for 45 minutes.
That's damn 45 minutes. That was all 15 seconds.
Well, to us it was 15 seconds, but no, Drew made that clear that it was 45 minutes.
Because he did that to stroke his own ego. That shit wasn't 45 minutes.
But I saw some hot chemistry between Nina and Drew. So Nina and Drew is where it's at right now. So Ava could keep Sunny. Because Sunny's not really any prize. So Nina, she's better off without Sunny. She could do better than Sunny. Because she is better than Sunny. So,
but Nina is the type of woman that Sunny likes. He likes a rich bougie woman. Which Ava's fitting that bill for right now at the moment. A rich bougie woman mafiosa. That's what he likes. That's Sunny's type. He always goes after a woman that's not really fit for the mob world.
I didn't think that little ending montage was really necessary. It was like, I never really thought that they were that epic to begin with. So, like, to have that little final thing is meant to say they really broke up. It's like, okay. And?
But you know what? I feel like Nina made him a better man. That's a very difference. When she was there at Nixon Falls, and by the way, she did call Carly. She called Carly, so I give her a pass. She called Carly that day to Nixon Falls. I stand 10 toes down for her. Gave Carly the call. She called Carly. But the thing about it is that with Nina, I feel like she made him want to be a better man, or at least to evaluate himself. And I saw that growth when he was from Mike and then to Sunny. And I know the reason why they couldn't sleep together at Nixon Falls because it would then become an issue of consent. So they had to get him, quickly get his memory back. That's what I think that was. Because it was classic soap. They would just slept together right then and there. So.
Who that, Kaiwan?
Mm-hmm.
What up, Kaiwan?
Yep, I want to.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We got
subscribers pretty much. We all do, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
And Johnson says, I'll bring in Steven Weber for Nina.
Oh,
Steven Weber.
Heather Weber's son?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, okay.
I had to do a double take because I forgot about him for a second, and I was about to do a double take. I was about to say, I know you. I forgot Jeff Weber. I'm thinking about Jeff. Never mind.
Heather Weber was like the Sheila for GH. Now
they're trying to redeem her though. So, like, what do you think about that, Brock?
Redeem who? Heather?
Yeah.
They crazy the motherfucker. First of all, you can't redeem that. There's nothing redeemable about her. I don't even like whitewashing certain people's crimes. Cause I just feel like Heather's that type of person. She need to remain a nutcase. She just need to remain who she is. After all these years, 40 years of being crazy, Why try to sit here and say, "Oh, it was because of this"? No, we're not gonna do that. It was different when they tried that mess with Franco. Franco wasn't on the show all that long. This nut been running around terrorizing people for 40 years. You can't sit there and put a label on that and say, "Oh, that was because of this." Nah, bump that. Keep her the way she is. I'm mad that that the writers are even writing Laura to be this foolish. Because
Yeah.
she been on Laura really been on a foolish tour all this time.
I don't know if Forest Troy since Esme, for
Yeah,
me.
she has
Yeah.
been. She been on that foolish dumb tour, and I don't like it. I'm like, you know what? They starting to make me feel like Laura could go back to being a catonic state at this point. Cause I'm just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, Laura. Well, Laura does have a big heart, but I'm really tired of them talking about this Cyrus being defenseless old man BS. They need to stop it. Cyrus is not no defenseless old man. Okay? He could have fought Sonny back. He purposely didn't fight Sonny back because he wanted to get Laura's sympathy. That was the only reason why he let Sonny do that. That's why the next time Sonny stepped to him when Sonny tried to pull him out of Laura's house, Cyrus said, "Hey, I'm a believer, not a saint." And he made that very clear. You had that one time. You ain't coming back for seconds. So Cyrus is the same manipulative bastard that he's always been. And but as far as the whole Esme thing, I still want Esme to come back to General Hospital because why not? Because everyone has been saying for a minute in my streams and comment sections, oh, Trina don't have nothing going on without Spencer. I don't think it's Spencer that's the problem. I think Trina really has nothing going on without Esme. She needs that true rival because let's just be real. When Esme was around, that kept Trina in a front burner storyline. She needs a rival like Esme. If we can't get the real Esme, at least get another villain for Trina because every good superhero needs a super villain. So even though they did kind of write Esme in a little bit of a corner towards the end, which is stupid because she had every right to get Ace back if she would have just stayed cool. She got him back the first time. She would have found him again eventually, but that was just stupid. They just wanted to find an excuse to write her out. But that was way over the top. But I don't want Spencer back on the show. I
Say
never
what?
want. I don't want the character of Spencer back on the show no time soon because
Kyreese.
he really had no direction outside of just
Kyreese.
with the Trina thing and
Kyreese.
Esme. Yeah,
Kyreese. You bordering. You about to go back in timeout. You bordering.
You know, I agree with Kyreese. Esme, honestly, Esme was
bordering
done
too.
wrong. Esme was done wrong in a way. She was done wrong in some ways. You know,
DC, get in timeout.
what I will say is this: that with Heather Weber, I do have to agree though that she shouldn't be redeemed because, regardless of the hip replacement or not, how do we explain how she tried to poison Diana Taylor all those years ago with LSD, which is the reason how her brain became like that? She always had that evilness in her, one way or another. And we can't blame it on a hip replacement making her mind go crazy because when she poisoned that lady back in the 80s, her mind was well. Now, granted, it did a Uno reverse on her, and she took the LSD, and that's why the way she is today. But Heather is who she is, and I mean this storyline they're trying to do, and I get it. They're trying to give Allie Mills material to stay on a little bit longer. You see, that's the only way you can keep a villain on longer is you have to redeem them, like they did with Ulbricht, which didn't work for me. Because sometimes I think soaps nowadays they don't know how to write villains with longevity, like they did with
They
Dorian
don't.
Lord, like those kind of people. It's like they always have to be super bad or super good. It's never like that in between. You know, that keeps them balance of what they can stay on the show for a long time.
I totally agree because I feel like in this modern day, we don't have another Helena Cassadine. We don't have another, Stefan or Victor or we don't have longevity. We don't have another Faison, and we need those for the next generation. I feel like Esme can be that next. She could be one of them.
Right.
That's
Right.
building to the next generation of villain. My thing is back to what he was saying real quick about Trina. As far as Spencer, I don't want Trina put in that box. I don't want Trina to be in that box of where she has no story without Spencer, because that's like that's giving her the Sam treatment. Sam ain't got nothing without Jason. I don't like that because I feel like if you're a creative writer, you can write somebody without them needing that person. You can write something all new for them. Like look at Laura. Laura came out on top. She didn't need Luke anymore. She didn't have to be on canvas because Luke isn't there, so we got nothing. She became the mayor, got remarried, got a lot of shit going on now. You can do that if you're creative.
But also, that's because Gene Francis had to advocate for Laura, because she did come back and she said on Oprah, she's like, listen, I told them they can't write me like a victim no more. I ain't doing it.
See?
But she has that pull. You know, she has that pull where she can really determine the direction she wants to be written at. It's kind of like, what was his name? Chase from Days of Our Lives. I don't know if you guys remember Chase. He was Sierra's stepbrother at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that storyline real crazy. And he did
Oh,
not
that
like
little
that.
rapist?
Yeah, he did not like that, you know? And unfortunately, he didn't have no pull. When you don't have no pull, you can't really even say what direction you want your character to go in, you know? So Esme could kind of have that, but Gene Francis had that pull where it's like, listen, you all can't write me as a victim no more. And she had a point, because they did write it like that for a long time. Go ahead, Mr. Buffy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. My fault, I just want to say this real quick. When he came back and tried to rape that girl, I wanted to cut his balls off. I did.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Jonathan says Spencer can come back with a different attitude after surviving the island he's stuck on. So we still doing that Green Arrow take. I like it.
But listen, the guy who plays Johnny DeMera could be a recast Spencer. Y'all don't see it?
Who?
The guy who plays Johnny DeMera could be a recast Spencer. He can be on both shows. Why not? Come on, listen, Brock, they have the same look. Come on, don't play. They have the same look. Come on. It could work.
No, they don't.
It could work.
They do not have no same.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'll take Nicholas Chavez over him any day of the week.
Well, Nicholas Chavez is going to come back, and because I get it.
We don't know that.
I get it. But he could play a recast. He could play a recast Spencer. I could totally see it.
We don't know that he don't want to come back. Who said that?
Or even Nicholas Chavez playing a recast Johnny DeMera. I could see they both kind of interchangeable. It could work.
There ain't no damn interchangeable.
I don't see it.
You know good and well, DC, you see the difference between the two of them.
Okay, maybe in height, maybe in biceps, but they both can be interchangeable. I'm telling you. They've got the same hairstyle kind of thing going on. Come on.
They ain't got the same personality. First of all, I like one's better than the other.
True, but the guy who plays Johnny DeMera, that's what's acting. He could play into that role. He can play into that villain. And then even if you had Spencer from, okay, I'm not going to go.
You want to know what that actor going to do?
What are you going to do?
He going to go from Days playing Johnny DeMera to come to GH playing Johnny DeMera.
That's what we think.
That's what I know. Look at him.
That's what we think. But remember when Steve Burton played Dylan McAvoy on Restless? He was not playing Jason. That was the one time he was not playing Jason. He played something totally different.
DC, why you lying? Everything about him was even the same facial expression of his ass.
As he is now on Days, yes. But when he was Dylan McAvoy, it was totally different.
He was still fucking
Dylan
boring.
McAvoy. He played like 90s GH Jason Quarterman. But he wasn't playing the one we see now. It's kind of like with. Go ahead.
When you saw Dylan McAvoy,
mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that character didn't bore the shit out of you.
He did, but he was playing the role differently though. That was the key. And he was playing
playing Jason and he's still boring the shit out of me.
He was playing the role differently. Just like how Cassie DePaiva was when she played Eve on Days, she wasn't playing Brett Kramer. We saw something totally different.
Eve, that's different though. She got range.
Exactly.
She played full-on villain on Days compared to One Life to Live. One Life to Live, she was teetering.
We might be able to see the range. We might be able to see the range with the guy who plays Johnny. Well, I forgot his name. I know Kyreese knows his name though. But I don't know his name.
I know his last name is Boatman.
Carson Boatman. There it is, Carson Boatman.
A name like that, you still don't know. That remind me of Carson Davis.
Kyreese knows his name though. I don't know his name. I know his last name is Boatman.
Oh, someone got some static on their end.
Like that.
Oh, that must be Albert. Albert's frozen. I was from kidnapped guys with the WSB. Stop! Albert being booted out. I'm taking over now. I'm now the CEO of Bostic Enterprise. What's up, y'all?
I don't know, man.
Is he back? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
I'm taking over now. What's up, y'all?
Freeze frame.
I was like 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay.
But I just want
to the CEO. I'm taking over. It's giving Dorian Lord when she took over BE and One Life to Live.
Uh-oh. Where are we?
All right, Albert, you can buy back your shares at $1 million. Bostic Enterprises. I'll be generous. I'll be generous.
All right, Albert, you can buy back your shares at $1 million.
I feel like we being recorded, and not in a good way. Like they just playing the audio of us.
All right, Albert, you can buy back your shares at $1 million.
They over here
I
playing.
feel like we being
He just
recorded.
played that back right there. He just played that back because we just heard that twice now.
I feel like they playing the audio for the DA's office.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
Right?
feel about Boatman though.
You know, the character Johnny is pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's
He
gotten
ain't got
very
nothing to
boring.
do.
Yeah, they haven't written him well. And with Chanel's kind of gotten a little boring too. And Paulina too. And Nate. Now Lonnie and Eli. That's a
Lonnie, I'm gonna tell you, I miss her because Lonnie is fine as shit. That is a fine ass lady. And to be
I miss those
wasting her
two on.
talents. Huh?
I miss those two on. I feel like they need those two back on.
They do. They need that representation. They do. I feel like it's wasted not having them. And Lonnie is, like I said, she just
And like
lived
when
the
you brought up
life.
the point about the mirrors, like I said, they didn't write the. They didn't. Oh, you just brought up on me too, Rock. Okay. Oh, there you are. There you are. They didn't write the Demiras well because, like I said, they didn't have that second line patriarch ready, which should have been Tony Demira. It always should have been Tony Demira.
There we go.
I give Albert his share of that, guys. I decided to be generous.
Wow. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I have nothing.
Oh yeah, but when DC mentioned someone being interchangeable, that would be the new Tate and Noah Newman from The Young and the Restless, the latest actor that played Noah Newman. Now those two are interchangeable. If one day they're playing Noah, and the other day he's playing Tate, I wouldn't really notice the difference. They look about the exact same. But Johnny and Spencer.
Oh, they do. Yeah, you're right. The last guy played Noah. Yeah, they do look alike when you Tate. They do. They do look alike. I still don't get how Tate decided to be with Holly because Holly's a very toxic individual. I would not be wanting to be with someone who would let me go to jail, but you know.
Yep, because her precious porn star mama, she couldn't stand for her to be disappointed in her, the precious porn star. Okay. Baby stealing porn star at that. So
Kyreese, why are you over there being disrespectful?
because it's the truth. But I really want Nicole and Salone to fight this out when this reveal came out. Salone had your baby all this time, and then she don't even love your baby either. She's jealous of it.
But see, that can be a storyline is when Holly finds out her mom used to be Misty Circle. That could be a great storyline days. Like, you know, it's given like Kim Kardashian and Saint West. Like, this is a great storyline with Connie, where Holly one day finds out, and then, you know, they revisit. They go back in the vault and revisit storyline, get some flashbacks when she's be Misty Circle.
I ain't gonna hold you. With a name like Misty, I know Nicole used to spit on it. She used to just do a lot of nasty. Because you got to have a name like Misty.
It would be the perfect storyline. Kind of like when they revisit the whole possession thing with Johnny doing, but now Holly revisiting her mom's porn star past. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Past. I forgot we're in the general public YouTube. We're not members only. So her general past. Yes. I think that'll be a good storyline for days, honestly. And then, you know, everyone can come in and Holly's, you know, she can just the uncovering of that. Because we don't even know if she's aware of that or not at this time.
I don't think she is.
Yeah.
I don't think she is.
I mean, she has to be.
You think so?
She's on the internet. I can't imagine her not going to school and her friends being like, hey, by the way, like.
But her friends would have to be some straight freaks to go dig back into the 90s, looking at old 90s porn where everybody just had a bush and, you know, just look and be like, oh, I see your mama on porn.
Yes.
That was 25 plus years ago.
Don't matter.
I don't even look at porn from the 80s. How would I know who mama was up there? I would have to dig back in my old VHS. No, go ahead.
You already started
Go ahead. I've been crashed all this video, so go ahead.
That was the best kind, though, for back in the day.
You think so?
Yeah.
It was disco music.
It was authentic.
Yeah, all that disco music in the background.
It was raw and authentic back then.
Oh,
And they
you
had
know what would be
storylines to it.
you know
But
what would
let's
be a good
continue.
storyline though? I ain't even gonna lie to you. If they would send Eric ass back to Africa somewhere.
Eric. Oh, on days.
I think that would be perfect. His broke ass need to go. I just feel like who are you to question somebody about finances when you ain't bringing in no finances?
But he's living
Yeah,
off of generational wealth. The Brady's. Yes, they only have the pub, but that's still generational wealth.
What wealth if you ain't contributing to the rent? He ain't even got a trust fund.
I'm sure Marlena
He ain't got no trust fund
well,
because at
set
50
him up
years
pretty
old,
well.
how
They
come
set
he
him
ain't
up the
got
back room. They set him up the back room.
at
Brady
50
Pub.
years old, why he ain't got access to nothing?
He's got assets. That back room of the Brady Pub. That's his assets. That's something. That's still generational wealth. It doesn't
It
look
ain't
as
paying the
fancy
rent.
as the mirrors, but it's something.
It ain't paying that rent.
Sure ain't.
it's not DC.
Like
Right?
how you gonna sit there and look at a balance sheet and be like, oh, this our budget. This what you mean her budget, not yours. You're looking at income and outcome. That's her income and outcome, not yours. Unless she's giving you $20 here and there to go get you a little coffee. Like I just don't get it. I'm like, I mean, I feel like every woman he been with, he piggybacked.
Yep.
Honestly,
I'll sit there and say this. And by the way, thank you, Ambassador Sam. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Nathaniel's also a member as well. But I'll sit there and say this though, and this is what Dolometics or Smith is saying. I'm just like, how is somebody who pretty much looks like a Victoria's Secret model with a law degree being like, what am I doing? Why am I sitting there doing all this, paying all this rent and everything like that? Like, I get that he's good looking, but he cannot be like, I just no.
finally somebody who get it. Like he's a bum. You
Well,
gonna
he
make him
technically
over a
has a
bum?
job. Well, technically has a job, so he's not really a bum because he does
You a
have a
bum if
job.
you ain't paying your bills and your rent. You a bum.
And he was a man of the cloth for a while. So sometimes it takes a while to bounce back.
DC,
They don't
you
make a
trying to
lot.
be nice. You got
They
that
don't make a
Laura
lot.
syndrome. You got that Laura syndrome. I see. So DC, would you be with somebody that ain't contributing?
Well,
You
no.
see,
Well, okay. It depends. Why can't they contribute? Depends why. Depends on the why they
from
can't
what I
contribute.
seen today, in my timeline today that came down my timeline, I feel like Sloan gaslit him a little bit, but she was also speaking the truth at the same time when she told him that what the fuck she say? Let me remember what she said to him.
Talking about the baby, like you want to
That
sit there and stay at home and
yeah, you
spend
want
on
to be
the
at
baby.
home and you ain't really looking for no work. I feel like that was her gaslighting, but she was true at the same time because that's what he ain't been doing nothing. All this photography, I ain't see him take not one picture. What
So,
photography are you doing?
and see, that's the worst part is like she's striving so hard to keep this man, but it's like I'm thinking as I look at with Sloan, like, okay, what's got you drawn into him that you did all this to keep him? Because that's the thing with soaps. It's like when they always do all these weird things to keep somebody, and then
I
in the
already
end
know
they
why.
realize the person was not really worth doing all that for.
I
To
know,
begin
I
with.
know what, I know what, I know what's keeping her there.
I
Now
have an
we
idea.
all know. Now we all know.
It's different from what Brock is thinking because I know
No,
what
no,
Brock.
I know what he's thinking. I know what
We
he's
all
thinking.
know what he's thinking, but I'm thinking something different. And
What
the
you
thing,
The
and
thinking?
this,
microphone is keeping her around.
Mhm.
The microphone.
The voice
see, I was
box.
see, I was gonna sit there and say, like, in the beginning, I know that she didn't really have any family. Her brother just went to jail. Eric, I guess, was just that void to sit there and fill, but that was a long time ago. Though. That was a while ago. So, like, now I'm just like, why are you still with him?
I have to applaud you, Albert, because I'm gonna tell you right now. You give the other answer. You try to find the sense into it. See, you try to find another logical way instead of the other way.
Well,
Because
I
let's
mean, we
be
all knew the other way, but, like,
well,
I
yeah,
try to
because
look at,
she,
yeah,
Sloane's
yeah.
a winky washer. She is. She's a winky washer. She's controlled by the winky, I guess. That's what keeps her around, I suppose. But at the end of the day, that's gonna fade at some point. That's gonna shrivel up. He already 50. I mean, you probably got maybe a good 10, 15 more years of that.
Is it 45? Is it great?
That ain't
See,
no
guys,
damn way. That man got to be about 50.
but guys would sit there and do that though. Like if it was a guy, I feel like if she's hot and she's not contributing, she's hot.
Jonathan, you my friend. I like you because I agree with you. I think EJ and Sloan would be crazy.
She's too manipulative though.
So is EJ.
A man like EJ needs a more of a. Well, he's never been with a docile woman. Well, no, EJ does like him a toxic woman. So yeah, they're just of each other.
Yeah, they balance each other out.
Dave, all my children. They like the toxic.
She's not Sammy level though.
Yeah, exactly. She's not.
She's not cuckoo like Sammy, but you know.
She's not.
Who the hell Desperado Peterson?
That's the nickname for Sloan Peterson because she's just super desperate at this point.
I didn't even know that was her last name.
Yeah.
I was just I never knew what her last name
because she's been through a lot. She lost her mom. She lost her dad.
Her daddy was a hoe.
She lost her baby. She's been going through it. I feel for her.
Her mother died again? Did they ever say her mother died?
Chanel pushed her off the balcony, off the rooftop. So
by accident. Yep.
Like, you know what? I kind of can see where Sloan's come from. She's been through a lot of honestly, I look at it rationale wise, she's been through a lot of loss. And when someone's been through a lot of loss, they're struggling to hold on to something. I mean, she just lost her brother, her last living relative, and then her baby. And it's like, what does she have left? So it shows she's a successful warrior.
Her brother?
Her brother. Well, he went to jail.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was looking at you like that. Like that don't count.
You know, it does count as her brother.
After everything that man done, that shit don't count. She should be thanking her lucky stars.
She loved him. She loved him. Hey, listen, if people were able to love Ben Weston, okay. People were able to love Ben Weston. All right?
I didn't love Ben Weston though. I loved. See, my mind is going crass again. Never mind.
Because the thing is with Ben Weston, everyone gave him a pass because he was a good-looking man. That's why they gave this man a pass. Even my mom one time, she was watching Days. I was watching it, and she's like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Well, he's playing a serial killer." She goes, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." Oh, but he's cute. So it's like, that was the thing with Ben Weston. But see, the thing is, Ben Weston got that pass. We can acknowledge that was stolen her brother because she missed him. She lost him.
Her brother don't get that damn pass. Anybody care about that man?
And you know what? I get where Sloan's coming from. She lost a lot. I just don't get why Melinda got herself involved. But I'm glad that she has a friend because she's gonna need when everything comes out. I feel for Sloan. I just wonder if her character will be strong enough to hold her own in the canvas when this all comes out, because a lot of times when characters don't have familial ties to anyone, they have to really have huge community ties to keep them to the canvas. Like Marlena, obviously, when she was on Days back in the 70s, she didn't have no ties to nobody. I mean, we've never really heard about Marlena's family members except her twin sister Samantha, you know, which Deidre Hall actually does have a twin sister in real life who actually played her twin on the show, which is cool. But, you know, Marlena had community ties. And then obviously John and all those other Nash's kids, so it's different. But like, I don't know what strong enough ties that Sloan has that could keep her on after this fallout. Same with Wendy. Without Lee, I don't know what Wendy is here for.
Wendy should have been gone 6 months ago.
She really should have. I agree. I agree.
You feel that way, Kyreese?
Paint dry.
I used to feel that way, but come on, y'all could give Wendy a second chance. Like I said, just listen.
Kyreese, you back out of timeout?
I'm back out of time. I'm back out of timeout because no, y'all not gonna come at my girl Wendy like this. I'm trying to tell y'all she has potential. Like DC said, she just needs some ties to the show. Give her some babies. Make her conniving. Come on, y'all. Don't be doing my
okay, if they can bring Lee Shin back, I'll tolerate Wendy.
Kyreese. He is coming back.
He was the best part of her.
Kyreese, you sound like a politician that's just trying to convince us.
You're not the only one that says that. Albert always says that all the time. You be like, here you go, the politician answer.
You sound like you campaigning.
Because Wendy has potential. Y'all
potential to be more boring.
No, she is not that boring. Come on.
Actress. Maybe they just need a recast actress. I think that's what it is. And I hate saying that, but I'm trying to make it personal. But I think it is the actress. I think it's the actress.
With the actress? No, come on. The actress is cute.
Because even that recast Jocelyn, she was turning it up. I was like, they need to keep this girl.
Yes, the recast Jocelyn had some class. That was
okay. I'm gonna disagree with that. I'm gonna be the only man out. Jocelyn says Sloan could be a good matriarchy if she marries EJ. Imagine her going toe to toe with Gabby.
Not as a matriarch. Anna
we
DiMera
need a
should be the
patriarch
matriarch
first.
Anna DiMera needs to be the matriarch of the DiMeras. Anna DiMera, yes. Anna DiMera. Or
That nut that
Sam.
walked. She walked around with an urn for 15 years.
And Tony as a matriarch and patriarch of the Damaris. It made sense. Like
You
and honestly,
need,
they
in
could have
order to
done
have
that.
a patriarch of the Demirs, you need a person like Stefano.
Which could have been Tony.
Tony
They could have
ain't,
easily
he ain't
reverted him back to
Stefano.
his
That's the
evil
problem.
ways. They could have easily reverted him back to his evil ways and then brought back Tony with a long lost son. I don't know why Tony doesn't have any kids, but they could have easily have done that.
Shit, Andre ain't got no kids.
I mean, Andre could have a long lost son, and
Shit,
then
as
maybe
many
Tony
people as
really is
Stefano to
still
mess
Andre.
with, they might as well.
What was that?
As many people as Stefano mess with, they might as well say Tony or Andre had long lost kids. I'm tired of long lost kids of Stefano.
Yeah, he has so many because seven was
Yeah,
what
it's
7
ridiculous.
sons. The 7 sons you say back in the day. So it's just
50
like
million.
Yeah, 50 million. So it's just like, why not at this point? Why not give like the Demiras? It's like the Quartermains. The Quartermains are lost. There's no like exact figure. There's somewhat Ned, but Ned doesn't count. Ned is like the parent. Like Ned comes on like weekend custody visits. That's how it feels when he's on GH.
He's
Like
too damn
weekend
nice
custody
sometimes.
visits. Yeah. So
Like Ned should have punched Drew back when Drew sucker punched him all that time ago. I still hold that same petty energy. Like, why didn't he punch Drew right the hell back? Like, who does Drew think he is? And then I was in one thing with the whole SEC storyline that went on about 65 years. Why didn't Nina just one time just say, like, you know what, Kylie, I really wanted you to go to jail, and I would have been, and then if there was any chance of that, I would do this all over again. And if you ever slip up again, I'm gonna snitch on you again. I don't like you. You kept both of my daughters from me, and I don't care if you would have been separated from Donna because I would have done everything I can to take your place because I don't like you. Now what? Just own it. You know what I mean? Just own it.
Now, if she would have said that last line, Carly would have had to hit her.
Well, think about all the times Carly said it to Ava. As many times as Kylie tried to bulldoze her way in Avery's life, that would have been karma.
True.
So,
No, I mean that's probably the one thing. Like even when I wasn't liking Nina before I became Nina Nation, was like just own the stuff that you do. Like I would have a little bit more respect for you if you would just sit there and own it. Just be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be a bad chick, and that's just what it is. Oh, I respect that. I think a lot of people who even didn't like Nina could sit there and be like, you know what, I don't like her, but I respect that energy. You know,
True.
that's what I would sit there and say. But before we go, I'm gonna sit there and give the last word. Start with you, Kyreese. Any final things you want to sit there and say before we wrap this up?
I think we said it all. I know we have a future super couple in the making. I don't need to say the names, but we all.
Tracy Nate 2025.
I'm definitely gonna watch this later.
Hashtag Nacy, hashtag T.
I think it's around like 40 something minutes, like 40 to 43. That's what I'm sitting there.
Yeah, I'm rewatching that part. Cause we about to make that.
You said what you had to say next.
DC, any final words for you?
I'm also endorsing Tracy and Nate for 2025 as super cool.
Next.
And the rest of will light this show up.
Next.
They're the sexiest couple alive.
Next.
And even Stella and Marshall getting a nice like little romance, like some love in the afternoon.
That's the only sensible thing you just said.
Okay, at least I'm on board with that. Also, I'm really here to endorse Tracy and Nate for 2025 YNR.
Get the hell on with that.
As Nate, as the new co-CEO of Jabot
Get your life.
I'm
Get
gonna
your life.
DC.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh,
You ever heard of a company called Get Your Life?
No, I have not. It's my first time.
Yeah, you need to Google that and get your life.
Tracy and Nate 2025, guys.
That's disgusting.
I'm calling it right here, right now.
First of all, all right, then go to jail for elder abuse.
And then they could have a child together. Oh my God. You know what? The child's middle name can be like Colleen something if it's a girl. You know what I mean? Colleen something if it's a girl. If they have a child together, right? So it could be Olivia Colleen Hastings. Olivia Colleen added Hastings. Perfect. That was a
Okay.
sexy line art. Ooh wee.
Wow, that was
Well,
Mm.
and
People go
to
town
be
on
clear,
that, let me tell you.
to be clear, what DC meant, they're gonna hire a surrogate. Okay, we all know Tracy at her age and her body type, she's not carrying no more babies. However,
Lily could be the surrogate because Lily would do it as an homage to Colleen, who was Tracy's daughter and her best friend, and then do it for Nate because of family. Yeah, but it'll still be biologically Tracy and Nate's.
Tracy ain't got no
added
eggs
in
left. Come
hastily.
on, Tracy ain't got no eggs left. Now, come on.
I love it. I would love it.
and Terry's gonna say, Kyreese, are you on tonight?
I was gonna be, but well, why not? Sure.
Okay. Wow, that was a lot. I don't really have anything to say except for just thank you everyone for joining out tonight. Thank you, DC, for coming through. I could sit there and retitle this thing The Four Families of Soaps now, part 2. Kyreese, always appreciate you coming through. Thank you for chilling, hanging out, and just being awesome. And Brock, appreciate you as well, the OG, because let's be honest, a lot of people got inspired by you to sit there and do this. I know I did. So appreciate
Brock
you.
is
Like the
Thank you.
Godfather, Sonny Corinthos.
You're pretty much.
I want to say thank you. I didn't inspire some of that foolishness the last 5 minutes that was said. So I just want everybody to know that I ain't had nothing to do with that. I don't endorse elder abuse. I don't endorse disrespecting late in life children because that's way too late in life. But anywho, I enjoyed this. This was fun. Kyreese, you will forever be in timeout for that shit.
What about DC?
DC, you could forever get your life because that shit is gross. And I want everybody watching to strike the last 10 minutes of this video from y'all membrane.
The Men in Black.
Well, this has definitely been something interesting. I'll sit there and say that. The Four Families of Soaps, the Four Kings. Thank you everyone for joining tonight. This was a lot of fun as always. Brock, something else, but at the end of the day, we appreciate you. Well, I could sit there and say we appreciate you for inspiring us all in a lot of ways, regardless of the crazy theories that we heard tonight, which
That ain't no damn theory. They was dead serious.
I was trying to be nice, Brock. Jesus.
That's the problem. I see. That's your nice side. I don't do nice. I do honest. And that was some foulness.
Well, anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. This was actually a lot of fun. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you again, Ambassador Sam, for the 20 memberships. And thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone here tonight. And yeah, Brock, at this point, I would have to sit there and say, well, follow Brock if you haven't been following Brock, but let's be honest. All our subscribers is Brock subscribers. So follow my boy Kyreese, the one and only. My guy, he's always there doing great live streams. And follow DC whenever he gets to doing.
I'm giving Lauren Collins, guys. Laura Collins. I come on every once in a while. Well, no, Laura's more consistent now, GH. Never mind, she's more consistent now, GH.
No, that's the specialty of it, though. when DC come on, we gotta watch.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Have a great night, and yeah, we will see you in our respective live streams and videos.
All right. Have a great night.
Laters.